Hello students, this is the fourth part of video of history of chapter number 5. So in the last video we have learned the topic why the temples were targeted. So temples were the demonstration of power and wealth, so it is always targeted, and even the construction work done by the Mughals, the various designs they have implemented with the monuments, the buildings what they have built. We learned about the Charbagh also, and where they used to build their houses, that is nearby riverfront. And the Shah Jahan has built the new city that is known as Shah Jahanabad. In previous video I told you that I will share some interesting fact about the Taj Mahal. As you can see, the Taj Mahal, this is having the features of Mughals. As I said, that it is having always the central dome, the pistak, the entrance gate. The same entrance gate, when you are entering to the Taj Mahal, you can see the huge gate before you are entering to this area. And even you can see the 4 gardens over here, and with the water channel here. And the next feature of this Mughals constructions, where they used to build the fountain also, they used to implement the fountain also. So it is very good looking scenery when the fountain is run during at night. And the fact about the Taj Mahal is, it is the resemblance of heaven. As Shah Jahan has read the Quran, and in Quran heaven is being described, how the heaven looks. So that description is given in the Quran, the holy book of Muslim. Now this is the tomb. The Taj Mahal actually is a tomb. Tomb of whom? Tomb of the Mumtaz. Mumtaz was the Shah Jahan's wife, the 14th wife. She was buried in the central room, that is you can see under the central dome. And the next feature I forgot to share is, that is minaret. You can see on the 4 sides this minarets also were the special features, and here the Mumtaz was buried. Now the reason for building up this monument was, the Shah Jahan wants to keep his beloved wife in heaven. So as I said already, he has read about the description of heaven in the Quran. So same way he has built. There it was mentioned that while the person, the soul who enters to the heaven, he or she can see a huge gate. The same way here in Taj Mahal also, before entering to this building or reaching to the monument, there is a huge gate to enter. Then after that there is a huge garden, a beautiful garden with flowers, more trees, fountains, everything can be seen. So that is also mentioned in Quran. So the huge garden you can see in front of the Taj Mahal. Then comes the heavens building, that is having a spark, that is blooming, that is having a full of light, it is sparkling. So here Shah Jahan has used marble to construct the monument. So it is also sparking, it is also giving the light. You can see it is looking very beautiful as it was being constructed by the white marble. So this was the thing he has kept in mind while he was constructing the Taj Mahal. Even on the walls of the Taj Mahal, there were many designs, floral designs. The styles and ideas were taken from many of the regions, as they have ruled in many regions. So their style, you just can find out the designs on the wall, but it is not like that. It is a combination of floral designs, and even the literature work in Arabic. Both is combinedly done on the wall. Those who know Arabic can read out that thing, and every detail of the construction work of Taj Mahal is given in this on the wall. And even the heavens description what is mentioned in Quran, the same thing is mentioned on the wall of the Taj Mahal. You can see the stage over here. This Taj Mahal is built on the platform. So under this there is various room. Even it is said that you can see the graveyard of the Shah Jahan and Mumtaz, because Shah Jahan's wish was after his death he should be buried nearby the Mumtaz. So the underground there is a various room, but because of the superstitional belief, nobody is daring to enter this region. Something bad will happen. This is the belief of that area. So no, that is completely locked. Nobody is allowed to enter that region, enter this room. Even the discovery, the historians, the people came over here to just know about the fact what is inside this platform. But here, because of this, I said superstitional belief, they never allowed the discovery historians or the search parties to enter in this building. So there are more interesting fact which is connected to the Taj Mahal. Please go through, and even with the other monuments also you should know about these things, and it is very interesting to know all these facts. Hope you have loved the facts what I have shared. Now the next topic we are going to cover is region and empire. The construction activity increased between the 8th and 18th century. There was also considerable sharing of idea across the regions. The tradition of one region were adopted by another. In Vijayanagara, for example, the elephant stables of rulers were strongly influenced by the style of architecture found in the adjoining sultanates of Bijapur and Golconda. So what it says here, as the rulers used to extend their kingdom, so their kingdom is having various regions. So with the regions, what is happening? New traditions, new cultures, new styles, everything is being shared and adapted by the or adopted by the new ruler who has conquered that region. So they are learning, they are adapting, they are just understanding and even enjoying the new custom, traditions and styles. So even they are also exchanging their traditions, customs and styles with the regions what they have conquered. So one such example over here it is given, the Vijayanagara. Here in Vijayanagara the ruler used to build stables for the elephant. The same thing you can find in the adjoining Sultanate of Bijapur and Golconda. So Mughals has copied this elephant stable. They also constructed in the same way what the Vijayanagara region has built. Another example you can see over here is in Vrindavan near Mathura, temples were constructed in architectural style that were very similar to the Mughal palaces in Fatehpur Sikri. So in Vrindavan near Mathura, temple was constructed. Now the construction style from this idea, the idea or the style where they have taken from, it is same as the Fatehpur Sikri near the Mughal palaces. So the Mughal constructional style was being adopted by the temple makers, you can say. So here you can see the exchange of the styles while constructing. Even they are sharing their cultures also, and new cultures forms over here. They are respecting each other, they are respecting their culture, and even they are sharing their ideas. So these are the few things what was being exchanged. See the figure 16 you can see over here. Interior of the temple. This is the interior of the temple Govinda Deva in Vrindavan 1590. The temple was constructed out of red sandstone. Maybe you have remember that in last video I shared that Mughals used to use red stone while they are constructing any of the building. So same as the temple was constructed with red sandstone, which was the style of Mughal. So it was being copied, or it you cannot say copied. It is adapted. The temple was constructed out of red sandstone, as I said. Notice the 2 out of 4 interesting arcs and made the high ceiling roof. This style of architecture is from the northeast Iran, Khurasan, and was used in Fatehpur Sikri also. You can see this Gumbaj style, the dome style. This is also was being copied, adapted by the Mughals, and even the ceiling, the arc, you can see the arc over here, this arc style here also, the arc you can see, this arc style is also the style of Mughals, and mainly it is said that it is a style of northeastern Iran. The region is known as Khurasan, and the same style was being used in Fatehpur Sikri. So you can see the resemblance in both the monuments, that is Fatehpur Sikri and even the temple. The creation of large empires that brought different regions under their rule helped in cross fertilization of artistic form and architectural style. So what happened? The creation of large empire, as the ruler wished their empire should become more and more vast, the more region could enter their kingdom. So this wish, what does it brought? It brought and helped out to cross fertilization the artistic form. What was being cross fertilized? The artistic form. They learned each other's artistic form. It was even mixed together, mingled together to form a new style, a new architectural style, you can say. So Mughal rulers were particularly skilled in adapting the regional architectural style in construction of their own building. So they were the great persons who used to adapt the different architectural style wherever or whichever region they used to rule. Such example over here it is given in Bengal. For example, the local ruler had developed a roof that was designed to resemble a thatched house. So in Bengal, what kind of building they used to make? That was resembling a thatched house. Thatched house, like a hut in the villages. You can see like this, they used to build the houses. So this portion, it is known as the thatched house. So this kind of pattern in Bengal they used to construct. So the same thing you can see in the chapter 9 in figure 11 and as well as in figure 12. So the Mughals here liked this Bangla dome. So they used to name this as Bangla dome so much that they used this kind of architectural style in their building also. The impact of other region was also evident. In Akbar's capital at Fatehpur Sikri, many of the buildings show the influence of architectural styles of Gujarat and Malwa. So one side you can see that here the Mughals used the Bangla dome in their architecture, in the construction work, and the other regions were also in the impact of evident. Akbar's capital like Fatehpur Sikri. So many of the buildings show the influence of architecture style of which region of Gujarat and Malwa. So Mughals has copied the Bangla dome also and the architectural style of Gujarat and Malwa also. So they were adapting, they were ready to adapt, they were happy to adapt the new style and to use it in their constructional work. Even though the authority of the Mughal rulers waned in the 18th century, the architectural style developed under their patronage were constantly used and adapted by the other rulers whenever they tried to establish their own kingdom. So the authority of Mughal rulers waned in 18th century. So slowly and steadily their power was getting less as they were losing their authority, but their architectural style still developed, it was still patronized by the other rulers who were ruling the region which was being ruled by Mughal. So the art never ended, though the ruling period in one time it ended up, but the art or the architectural style still developed, and still it was being adapted by the number of rulers. Here in figure 17 is given decorated pillars and studs holding the extension of the roof in the Jodhabai Palace in Fatehpur Sikri. These follow architectural traditions of Gujarat region. You can see over here the pillar and even the extension. So the extension is holding, this pillar is holding the extension part of the stones, and it is supported by the huge and wide pillars. So this is the Gujarat style, and it is used in the Jodhabai Palace in Fatehpur Sikri. Now it is elsewhere of the other country out of India. Churches that touched the skies. Still we learned about the mosque and temples. Now what about the churches? In other places also the architectural style or the creation was going on. Here you can see from the 12th century onwards, attempts began in France to build churches that were taller and lighter than earlier buildings. So you can see is one such example over here. And this architectural style was known as Gothic, was distinguished by high pointed arcs, the use of stained glass, often painted with the scenes drawn from the Bible, and flying buttresses, tall spires and bell towers which were visible from distance were added to the church. Now this Gothic style is having, you can see the arc is also followed over here, and even they were having the tall buildings and light weighted. Before that these were the churches were the heavy buildings, and in this time as they progressed, so they were having the taller building and pointed arcs also, you can see over here. So these arcs are made on the church, and inside the church they used the stained glass. Stained glass here means the colorful glass. Plain glass is painted with the various color. Mainly this painting was the story taken from the Bible. And even you can see the flying buttresses. Now what do you mean by buttresses? It means the small angels. You can see the little angels with feathers. So the smaller version of the angels, you can say, that is called as buttresses. And even the spires and the bell towers. Here in the top, here it is not shown, but at the top of the building you can find one such, I can show it, wait. They used to build this kind of arches, and there the bell is being handled, tied, and this bell you can see from the far away places. Now whenever something is special happen, mainly the prayer or the wedding, anything special announcement or special event if it is going on, so the bell is rang, so the people could know some event is going on in the church. And even for the prayer time, and whenever generally the Sunday prayer used to happen in the church, when the people gathers, at that times they were so the bell used to ring during that time. So this is the way how the people know that the special event is going on in the church. One of the best known example of this architectural style is the Church of Notre Dame in Paris. Uh, Maybe you have heard about this also. Last year the huge fire was caught in this building and everything was got damaged. This was one of the oldest church in the Paris, and there is also some interesting fact. Please go through it and please google it. You will know about that. It is said that Jesus shadow was being seen while it was burning out. It's true or not, but this kind of rumors were being circulated during the fire of this Notre Dame church. Now this church, the Notre Dame church, was constructed several decades ago. So this Notre Dame church, when it was being constructed in the 12th and 13th century, so it was considered as the oldest, one of the oldest church. So here your chapters, and you have to complete your worksheet with the pencil only. I will give away the answers of the worksheet at the end of the chapter, or we will complete in the revision practices. But read the chapter, go through the topic and write down the answer in the worksheet, because the worksheet is divided as per the topic. So whatever video you used to see, please read it properly, understand it properly and fill the worksheet. Whichever answer you are not knowing, don't write down. Later on when I will give the answer, please compare it and you can write down the answer, so you can understand the chapter in better way if you are doing it yourself. If there is any query, please message me personally. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.